ego comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dion Didn't Really Plan Shit. Boy, Jeff, good to see you, dude. Yeah, I just kind of heard this, came up with a name. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Good morning. Jerry, host. Oh, that's me. All right. What day are we on? Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Okay, good. Because I've been doing Tuesday stuff, so that's good. At least we know we're on track. Hi, Robin. Good to have you. Yeah, internet's working great today. So, yeah. Pain is pretty much gone. Now it's just the inconvenience having staples in my stomach. So, I'm really glad that it happened, though. I don't feel as lethargic, man. And I really think my gallbladder was affecting my whole body because it was plugged up and just infecting my body. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it's just a mindset. I don't know. Either way, it's working. So I ain't going to change it. So, all right, let's get to the topic. Why do we dance with a defeated foe? I don't get too religion-y very often, okay? This is probably a little bit more religion-y than spiritual. I don't know. I'm not sure. Morning, Jackie. Good to see you. So who is the defeated foe? Well, that's the devil, man. He was defeated. He was defeated at the cross, right? So he comes in a lot of different forms. In this form, we're going to call it alcohol. Hey, Gary. Gary's going to do his first podcast today. I bet he's nervous as hell. I already did mine. I did. I had a great time talking. Her name's Mary. She's from my home group. Very, very intelligent and intentional person. I'll be putting that out this afternoon, and then we will have an OA speaker for Friday. Gary will be doing his first one. So good job, Gary. Way to get that booked and get it together. It's harder to do than you think. But you'll find that a lot of people are willing. A lot of people were willing. This is how I usually put it. Hey, I like what you have to say. Are you willing to speak on my podcast? Just always bring up willingness. If you think somebody might be insecure about something or something like that, then bring up willingness. Were they going to say, no, I'm not willing? Right? See, here's the thing is it'll happen if it's supposed to happen. Today, I was supposed to interview actually somebody entirely different, but I don't like their fucking attitude. And this person's really popular. I don't care. Because when I followed up with them on Saturday, say, hey, I'm going to be sending you an email, let you know, when to be on, blah, blah. He's like, oh, and his reply was, if I have to. No, you don't. Bye-bye. Fear. There was a fear there. See, what happens sometimes when you get too big and you are a personality or an influencer, you better have number one, integrity out the ass, and number two, you better be transparent as hell. Because all the little dirty secrets people will find out about. So you best be honest with yourself if you decide that you're going to get into that arena. Because sooner or later, you're going to bump into me or Adam Armstrong or Jamie or Joanne Vance, all these different people. And they're going to say, what in the are you talking about? Okay. Russell Brand, he's another one. Hack. I could, fine. I'm growing my hair out. Watch. I can do a perfect Russell Brand impression. Just you wait. It's not hard to do. Fuck, I'm English. I'm British. Ha! Give my tea, motherfuckers. I'm sorry. That guy just rubs me the wrong way. So if you're a Russell Brand fan, I apologize. He does have his place on the other side of the pond. And Russell, put on a damn shirt, would you? All right. Feeling better, obviously, huh? So I know you guys prefer me in this mood. Who doesn't? So why do we dance with a defeated foe? The devil, alcohol, food, gambling, da da da. See, he loves to distract. He loves to put little things in your life that'll steer you in a wrong direction. See, he has no power or control over you. So you got to be a little sneakier about it, doesn't he? All right. Call it what you want. I don't care. There is no good without evil. Can't happen. Otherwise, you just have what you have. All right. We as humans need this stuff described to us, or we just, or we just don't think about it. Right. Yes, I am wearing a hippie shirt. I died the same day or I was born the same day Jimi Hendrix died. So that's why I wear his stuff. Yeah, I bet you're glad I'm in a good mood, huh, Gary? Because you're coming to my house. So why do we do it? Because we don't know that we are. But once we find out that we are, we're going to need to change it. Are you still dancing with a defeated foe? Have you understood that alcohol and drugs and food and everything else is just a symptom of your disease? A part of, I'd say alcohol is about 5% of my disease. But it was the hardest to let go of, and it had to be the first thing that I let go of, or I wouldn't have been able to see life for what it is. See, we all get trapped, and we start creating our own little worlds, and we live in those worlds, and those worlds do not exist. They are made up, just like dreaming. All right? Have you ever had a reoccurring dream? Right now, it's really weird. I'm stuck in 1985, and I'm living with my mom and her current husband. And I don't know. Weird stuff. So once we make a decision that we want to change our lives, that's when that happens. Right? When that switch happens, it's called the psychic change. Okay? I know it's in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't know about NA and the rest of the A's. I hope it's in there. Because there's a step before the steps. And that step is psychic change. Some people want to call that the spiritual experience. In my case, it was not a spiritual experience yet. I couldn't understand it at that time. It was beyond me. I couldn't see it yet. Right? But what it had come down to is I decided that I no longer wanted to live that way. I changed my mind. Psychic change. That's all it is. Don't make it more than what it is. Okay? It does go on to talk about a spiritual experience. But as somebody who doesn't like to feel weakness, if that was thrust upon me in the beginning, you might see my back end. Right? You got to be careful on how you talk to people. Right? How do you confront a man on his anger problem? They got to realize it themselves. That's what it came down to for me. Everybody, oh, you got an anger problem. You got an anger problem. No, you're just fucking annoying. Get away from me. I don't like you. That's how I was. I'm still that way, except I'm not brutally honest anymore. And you can take honesty too far. You can. Sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth shut. First question you should ask yourself is it any of your fucking business? No, it's not. And if it's not, leave it alone. Stay in your lane. Do what you need to do. Your recovery's for you. So you do it for you, and then you go give it away, give it away, give it away. Give it away now. Let's see what Daily Reflections has to say. That only came up because of Mr. Furtek. He was talking about, so I thought I had more to say on it, but I guess I do not. So, how about stop doing it? Here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna read out Daily Reflection. All right. Would a drink help? That's the name of it today. By going back in our own drinking histories, we could show that years before we realized it, we were out of control. That our drinking, even then, was no mere habit. That it was indeed the beginning of a fatal progression. It's a progression. You may have, when I was 19 and I sobered up, was not the same at 45. Not even close. But it was a different experience. Okay. And even back when I was 19, I could still take my experience and I could utilize it to help other people, mostly young people, people my age. I was 19. Okay. So I worked with a lot of young people because I was. Go to 45. They don't want to hear a damn thing I have to say. They're now in a new era. If I was to go back and do that, I'd probably get laughed out of the school. And rightfully so. The people that belong in those situations are people that are 20, 21, a little bit closer to their age, that understand what it is that they're going through, because things have changed since I have been there. Things have changed. See, I thought I was going to be able to come back in and save the kids. Why? Because I started drinking again when I was 31, and that's where my mentality stopped again. And then what happened, because I continued drinking, is my emotional sobriety went to being 30, back to being 14. And that's what happened. It just matter of months. Didn't take very long. I think within 4 months I was couch surfing again. I think. I don't know. 6 months, maybe 9. I don't know. I don't remember. When I was still drinking, 12 Steps and Traditions, page 23. We know what step that is. 22? Nope, 1. It is a tremendous satisfaction to record that in the following years, this changed. They were talking about the types of people in Alcoholics Anonymous, okay? That they would only deal with low bottom drunks. Only. I went through the Phoenix concept when I was 19. They dealt with low bottom drunks. Was I? Yep. In fact, they came to me after I'd been there for a week and said, Dion, if we would have known you were 19, we would have turned you away. It was because of the way I acted, is because I had already been treatmentized. I knew what to say. I'm glad they let me stay too. I learned a lot at the Phoenix concept. I was there for over a year, actually. Alcoholics who still had their health, their families, their jobs, and even 2 cars in the garage began to recognize their alcoholism. As this trend grew, they were joined by young people who were scarcely more than potential alcoholics. They were spared the last 10 or 15 years of literal hell the rest of us had gone through. Since step one requires an admission that our lives have become unmanageable, how could such people take this step? It was obviously necessary to raise the bottom the rest of us had hit to the point where it would hit them. There we are. So that began the series of meeting people where they are at and understanding that maybe they didn't have to go through that to get to where you're at. And that is okay. Okay. When young people come into the rooms, us older people, a couple of things. Do not sit there and tell them how lucky they are. Keep that shit to yourself. That used to piss me off. Okay, I was 19. Some guy would say, "Oh, you're lucky," blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, "Did you spend, how much time did you spend under the bridge? Because I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there. So piss off. Don't do that to young people. It is unfucking cool." All right? You go, "Well, I had to go through." Well, I'm sorry you were fucking stupid. You know, people used to tell me, "I spilled more on the bar than you ever drank." And I just told them I'm the better drinker then. And I would literally say, "Go talk to your fucking sponsor. Don't talk to me anymore." I can be very straightforward. And you pass a boundary with me, you know, better hope I'm in a good mood. Kidding. Trust me, I'll handle it right. But I'm not going to sit here and what if myself either. Right? To the doubters, we could say, perhaps you're not an alcoholic after all. Why don't you try some controlled drinking? Bearing in mind, meanwhile, what we've told you about alcoholism. This attitude brought immediate practical results. It was then discovered that when one alcoholic had planted in the mind of another the true nature of his malady, that person could never be the same again. What do we call that? We call that ruining your drinking career. And no matter who you are, where you come from, I've been there. And I'm going to do everything I can to ruin your drinking career. Okay? It's the words I'm looking for. Every now and again, I get a "fuck you, Dion," end your program. And I laugh. Because I got you. I got you where I want you. Where I want you. I'm going to play that when I get off. I can't. They bust me with the music. I tried. They're like, "Nobody can see your video because you played a Warner Brothers song." Following every spray, he would say to himself, maybe those AAs were right. After such experience, often years before the onset of extreme difficulties, he would return to us convinced he had hit bottom as truly as any of us. John Barleycorn himself had become our best advocate. Yep. Now we got curious sober. We got blah, blah sober. But recovery. We are in recovery. Yeah, Jerry, this is actually, you guys, this is me. This is how I am. When I'm not feeling like crap, this is how I am. I enjoy life. I love life, man. I enjoy coming on here. I like being with my friends. I like working in the community. You know, that's exactly why I come on here all the time, no matter what is going on. I want you to see that you can have a bad day and still stay sober. Or I want you to see that I have a bad day, but I still do what I need to do. That I can change my attitude. Under the lash of alcoholism, we are driven to AA. Yeah. Nobody comes skipping into the rooms. I just, sometimes. I'll skip on in. Why not? And there we discover the fatal nature of our situation, then and only then do we become as open-minded to conviction and willing to listen as the dying can be. Okay? Addiction is suicide on the installment plan. Swear to God, kiddies, if you unplug at anything, beatings will commence. Jerks. We stand ready to do anything which will lift the merciless obsession from us. What's the merciless obsession? God drink, God drink, God drink. I need this to feel better. I need that to feel better. I need this over here. I require this. I need your happiness. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to reach out everywhere from everybody that I know. And I'm going to take it from you. Didn't work, did it? Nope. All my best laid plans got me to AA. All of them. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate everybody. All the healing and prayers and the well wishes. I appreciate all that. When I was still drinking, I couldn't respond to any of life's situations the way other, more healthy people could. The smallest incident triggered a state of mind that believed I had to drink to numb my feelings. And it could be anything. I stubbed my toe. I hurt. I need something to take care of it. An excuse is an excuse is an excuse. Everybody has one, right? There's still excuses. Now give me a reason. Give me one good reason to drink, and I'll let you. I'm not taking it. That reminds me, no form of alcohol whatsoever. Get rid of the NyQuil, get rid of all the shit in your house that has alcohol in it. Unless you're at a point where the obsession has been lifted. Then you can have rubbing alcohol. But the numbing did not improve the situation, so I sought for further escape in the bottle. Today I must be aware of my alcoholism. I cannot afford to believe that I have gained control of my drinking. Or again, I will think I have gained control of my life. Such a feeling of control is fatal to my recovery. It means it will kill it, right? Ugh. So can you ever use alcohol safely again? No. I can't. Ever. Or mind-altering substances. I'm an alcoholic, so I focus on it mostly. So that's right. They all stink. We were talking about that, right? Reasons to drink or excuses to drink. You know, heck, I used to go so far as asking my children if it, then let them. Man, no. So it is time to stop dancing with a defeated foe. It is time for us to stand in the sunlight of the Spirit and heal. Because it's the sunlight of the Spirit that will heal you. But you have to be willing to do the work. If you don't do the work, no change. No change, no change. Okay? Remember today that the only real apology is changed behavior. It's the only real apology. Don't even bother apologizing if you haven't changed your behavior. Don't. Because it's not an amends. It's a sorry. It's frothy emotional appeal. And what you're trying to do is make yourself better or feel better about yourself through somebody else. And that is not emotional sobriety. It is not recovery. How about sugar? All right. I tell you, most of us alcoholics are diabetic. Because alcohol is 90% sugar. So, that's what Gary's talking about sugar alcoholics. Sugar's not good for you either. Yeah, I should talk. No form of using can fill your emptiness. Only connection with yourself does. Thank you, Jackie. Love it. So, if you're newer, you're going to have sugar cravings the rest of your life. Moderation. That's all I can say. That's between you and God. You know. All right, guys. Got to get some things set up. And yeah, this was a good talk. Thank you for being here. And I don't know what else to say. I've been yakking a lot already today. Um, so I'm going to put up the give butter. If you can, throw a couple bucks at us. We could always use the help. The money goes to keeping this going. Cost me it's about $85 a month. So it goes towards that. And then anything left over goes towards what I do in the community. I don't actually take it because this is a donation for this. Or it might go towards swag or something like that. Something to build, make it a better, safer place for everybody. So, all right, guys, I love you. Peace out and have a day. Bye.